All right, so the comedian Luis Gomez just called out Brendan Schaub, and he didn't call out Brendan Schaub's comedy at all. He did that a few weeks ago on Tim Dillon's podcast, but now he's going after his fighting ability, which is a pretty ballsy move. So he tweeted out that he was on some flight and he was going to respond to Twitter comments if anybody wanted to ask him questions. And somebody asked if he could take Brendan Schaub in a boxing match. And he responded and said 100%. And he could be joking around here, I guess. But either way, he's taking a shot at Brendan. And also somebody commented and they said, no way you'd honestly say you could beat him at BJJ though. And he said, I'd turn him inside out. So he's really going after Brendan here. I don't know if he would actually fight him, but I feel like he might because he did just call him out. It'd be a bad look if Brendan's like, let's do it. And he's like, oh no, I don't feel like it. And he probably gets some clout from it. Right now, these influencer boxing matches are pretty popular. And if Brendan Schaub were smart, he would respond to this. Like, come on, dude. You're a professional fighter, a former professional fighter, and someone's calling you out for your fighting skills. Like, usually people are calling you out for your comedy skills. And what are you really going to say? Like, these are comedians that have been doing it for like 20, 30 years. But now somebody's calling you out for fighting, which you know you could kick this guy's ass. You better respond to this. I feel like this is a layup here. Like, he's just giving you an opportunity to make fun of him and call him out. And you got to take this fight. Like, challenge him. He'll probably just back out or he'll go through with it and you'll kick his ass. Like, what do you have to lose here? People already make fun of you all day long. Now, if you go out there and knock a comedian out, I mean, that'd be epic. I think you'd gain a lot of people's respect. And for Lewis, I mean, I think he might go through with it because he's already challenged him. And most people, I think, know he would probably lose. So if he goes out there and gets hit a couple times and loses, that's what everyone expects. And then that 0.01% chance that he does all right and gets some good shots in, then he would gain a lot of people's respect. And people on the Fight in the Kids subreddit would obviously love that. I mean, a lot of people love that. But no one expects it. So the fact that he called him out and he's putting this out there, I feel like if Brendan responded and said, let's do it, how are you going to turn that down? I mean, you wouldn't look that good backing out from it. And he'd probably get a lot of clout. He'd make some money from it. If Brendan challenged him, I think he'd probably go through with it, even though I don't think Brendan would accept it. And that's probably why Lewis is doing this. He probably knows that Brendan is not actually going to accept this fight. So he's like, I might as well take another shot at him and make fun of him a little bit. But this is a great opportunity for Brendan. Like, Lewis is giving you such a good opportunity here. How are you not going to accept this? If he doesn't respond and he doesn't take advantage of this, that'd be terrible. I mean, this is such a good opportunity. Come on. And I know he probably won't because he just takes himself too seriously as a comedian and a podcaster. Like, you could still fight somebody. Big time YouTubers are fighting people and it's getting a lot of attention. So the fact that you're known for fighting, this is the perfect opportunity. And not too long ago, he wanted to continue fighting, and Joe was the one that talked him out of it and got him into comedy and podcasting and everything. So if it weren't for Joe, he could still be fighting. And this is one fight, one boxing match against somebody that you're going to beat him. I mean, he's going to kick this guy's ass. So you might as well respond to this tweet. If Brendan called his bluff, I think he'd gain a lot of people's respect. This guy would look bad, and I don't think this guy is expecting Brendan to respond. So Brendan could definitely catch him off guard here. And finally, he has an opportunity to dunk on one of the haters. Like, most people criticize his comedy. Like, they'll take shots at his fighting, but nobody's dumb enough to challenge him to a fight. And now a comedian who's already making fun of his comedy is now taking shots at your fighting skills. How are you not going to respond to this? I feel like this video is just turning into me trying to persuade Brendan into fighting him. But honestly, it would be a good idea. I mean, comment down below if you think it's a bad idea. I'd say there's probably like a 0.01% chance he loses, like I said in the beginning. And I mean, that would suck if he lost. People would be clowning on him worse than ever. But if he knocked him out, then people would probably be like, damn, I got more respect for Brendan now. And it's funny, while I was making this video, I found a clip of Luis Gomez slap fighting some guy. And the first comment says, that spinning back slap would have knocked Brendan Schaub out. So maybe this is where he got the idea, even though this was 2 years ago. But maybe this gave him some confidence or something. Even though the guy who's fighting here was like some little skinny guy. So I don't know if this would really help his case. But he could train, he could get some good trainers, he could get in good shape and everything. I mean, he'd get his ass kicked, but if he called him out already, and if Brendan accepts it, I'd imagine he'd probably take it. He's probably thinking, why the hell not? Like, he would get some clout, he would get some publicity. He has a chance to hit Brendan Schaub in the face. And if they're on the card for the next creator clash that they're doing, a lot of people would watch that. I mean, the first one was a big success. And then, like, I'm sure there are going to be some big names on the next one. And then you put Brendan Schaub on there. I think people would love that. And Brendan will probably gain fans from that. If he goes out there and knocks out this guy, which I'm sure there's people out there that hate this guy and want to see Brendan knock him out. So, I don't know. How could Brendan turn this down? Like, what's the downside here? I mean, if he does get knocked out, but I don't think there's any possibility of that. I mean, people could make fun of him all they want, but in a fight, I think you'd kick most people's ass. And I think I've even probably made fun of his fighting, but I know you'd kick my ass. I think I made a joke about how he went from being a shitty UFC fighter to a shitty comedian, but I know he'd kick my ass. There's no way I'm going to go on Twitter and call him out and be like, yeah, dude, I'd kick your ass 100%. Like, I'd have to be an idiot. And if you do something like that, I feel like you can't really go back from that. You got to fight him if he accepts it. That's the big question here. He probably won't because he's a big comedian now. Like, dude, you have a chance to be a podcaster, comedian, and now a successful, like, YouTube boxer guy. I mean, you're not bringing yourself down by fighting somebody. Like, iDubbbz just fought somebody, and he's a big-time YouTuber, like, a lot bigger than Brendan will ever be, so... I mean, everyone on that card is probably bigger than Brendan will be. Like, the next card, if he fights on it, he'll probably be the, like, least prominent name on there. So it would be a great opportunity. And odds are he'd probably knock this guy out, which barely ever happens in these fights. I mean, he would at least TKO him or something like that because Brendan's probably double the size of this guy. I don't know if this guy's ever fought before, but Brendan was in the UFC and he beat some big names. So hopefully somebody could convince him to do this. Or maybe Brian could take his spot, Brian Callen, because Brian really likes to show how he's a tough guy, and he sounds like he likes to fight even more than Brendan. So maybe somebody could get him to do it. That'd be hilarious if Brian Callen fought this guy. That would be good too. Hopefully Brian could jump on the opportunity if Brendan doesn't want to. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, odds are nothing's going to happen with this. I doubt it. I'd be shocked if Brendan responded. Even though, I mean, I said it a billion times in this video, this is perfect for him. Like, this guy is setting him up for success, and he's going to turn it down because he's a serious podcaster and a comedian. Hopefully Joe gives him some advice and tells him to do it. Like, if I were around this guy, I'd be like, dude, of course. Like, Brendan's still in decent shape. I mean, he's a big dude. I don't know how big Lewis is, but Brendan, I mean, this is a walk in the park for him. And this could set up for bigger fights. Like, if he fought Logan Paul or Jake Paul, he'd probably get paid a shitload of money. Way more than he's ever made in the UFC. Probably every UFC fight he had, the money he made combined, he'd probably make more than that in the Logan Paul fight or Jake Paul fight. I don't know. This is just such a good opportunity. It'd suck to see him turn it down. But like I said, that's probably what's going to happen. If anything else comes of this, I'll keep you updated. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like button. Leave me a comment, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you at the next video.